After sleeping in a bit today, I decided it was going to be all about driving down to the Salton Sea. I wanted to go down and see not only it, but some of the communities down there, check out their date tree groves. They're absolutely beautiful. If you've ever heard of the Salton Sea, the biggest thing you've probably heard about it is that it stinks. They're not kidding. It reeks down there due to the dying fish and all their bones that are laying around. It is horrible. My first big stop though was in Bombay Beach. They have a lot of art installations I wanted to see, and this, by the way, the Ski Inn, is the lowest bar in the U.S. at negative 223 feet below sea level. Wish I could have went in for a beer, didn't get the chance, but I did drive around and check out some of the art they had, and it was everywhere. Now this little town is, I don't know how to say it, poor, desolate, I don't know. But the art that they've left behind, the graffiti work and everything is amazing, honestly. I would just sit there and take it in and um, just, I don't know why it is the way it is. Like, why is this cow up on this roof? I don't know, but I found it fascinating. This thing here, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of a pineapple. I don't know what it is, but that's the thing about art. You can interpret it any way you want. I spent probably way more time than I should have checking this thing out. I don't know why it is. Looks like a plane body. Some of those things hanging from the top look like Dale Chihuly style blown glass, but I found it absolutely fascinating. Once I left Bombay Beach, I went a little further southeast to a town called Niland to see Salvation Mountain. This was built originally in 1984 by a guy named Leonard Knight. His original incarnation of it collapsed, so he rebuilt it in 1989. And then in 1998, he expanded it. The overall message, as you can see there, is God is love. And he wanted to let everybody know that that is the truth. And so he's built this, and people maintain it to this day, even though he passed away several years ago. Keep it up with fresh new coats of paint. It was quite fascinating for sure. After leaving Salvation Mountain, it was time to head back to the resort. And this is where everything went weird. At that point, you could see pretty much where I am on the GPS here. And this is the dash cam video of the train scene that we saw just a moment ago here. Why I'm using this one is you can see up ahead of me a building. I wanted to point out these cameras here on the right-hand side. See them there? Two different bays of cameras. Comes to play here pretty important. So as I got up here, you can't help but have to pull over into this building. Now I remember seeing it on my way to Nineland, but didn't really think too much of it. Thought figured it was another agricultural stop or something in the state of California, and I didn't understand why it was here. But this is actually a Customs and Border Patrol checkpoint. It's about 45 minutes north of the Mexico-U.S. border, but it's there nonetheless. So this agent came out and asked me what I was doing in the area, and I told him, I was sightseeing. I went to Bombay Beach, I went out to Niland, and they asked me to pull over. They wanted to talk. So this video here I've sped up a little bit. This is the back cam on my dash. And while the agents continued to ask me what I was doing in the area, they wanted to see my license, they checked out my VIN number, they made phone calls, as you can clearly see here. I finally ended up asking them, hey, what's going on? Told them I don't mean to be a smartass or anything, but did I cross a border? What? So they let me know that those cameras that I pointed out earlier take pictures of not only the vehicle, but the license plates, and it runs a report. And the van I rented from, Enterprise in Issaquah, is actually being reported as stolen. Now, a couple things here. The license plates on this van are from Florida. I did rent it in Washington State. They thought that that was quite odd. So, as you can clearly see from this video, they spent a lot of time on the phone, called different places, and I ended up having to get them, should I say, beg them to call the Enterprise in Issaquah, which evidently didn't do much good. They came back and told me that it didn't really. They let me know that their plan was to impound the vehicle and detain me until they could figure out what was going on because something wasn't adding up. So as you can see, while this is all going on, he's got my license in his hand. He keeps coming back. The one security guard there, or the one agent, just keeps waving people through. That didn't happen for me. So I finally told him, hey, look, I don't know what's going on. I rented this car. I'm on vacation, and I just came down to take pictures at Joshua Tree National Park. And one of the agents asked me about that. I showed him some pictures, and that's when everything turned around. I think that's what made him think I was legit, and they decided to let me go. And me being me, before I left, I asked the agent for a selfie. So here they are, really nice guys, of course. Told me to make them look good on Facebook and thanked me for uh, not being, upset. But what could I do, honestly? As soon as they let me go, I hit the road. I got the heck out of there and hurried and got back to my resort. I would honestly hate to see what my heart rate was on that drive back to the room, but I got back and decided to make me some dinner and just relax. So I threw a bunch of chopped veggies into a skillet and sauteed them with a little bit of jalapeno juice to give it a little bit of a kick. And then I added a big salad to it on the side, and I headed outside onto the balcony to have dinner and enjoy a Sierra Nevada beer and just relax and be thankful that I wasn't detained and my stolen van wasn't impounded.